The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I lie down in a green pasture. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I Rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with no oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy. I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. May I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah! I give thanks and I says unto your name, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Amasa Yahuda, Amasa Negus, Daniel, Komaya Sataya. Ay manna pio aya. Kadama we grobabe te lo where two centuries meet in the name of the Most High Jah. That's so Jaja there. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain same way. If Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks, Our mouse of Bolisa, a down water, and what a sickly for akpe. Member say he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I give thanks. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. In every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot rests on the fire, there is something sumptuous cooking, ingredients of so many different types and sizes, and of course different types of flavors and even colors find their way into the black pot, putting aside all differences in order to subject themselves to some kind of sacrifice to produce food after a good heating. Now, this food does not even benefit the ingredients. Not that it benefits the black pot. It benefits us, the eaters. So selfless, they would always produce food for us. Same way. Now, the black pot is very, very symbolic of the African continent. And the ingredients also represent us as a people. We must all put aside all the differences in our religion, our faith, our creed, and even shade of skin color, and come together and produce development for our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. And remember, we are in the service of God and country. Yes, here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we'd only just criticize for one reason: to build and not to destroy. We are in the service of God and country. Here we don't do politics. What we do is called patriotism. We are out on a journey to rewire the thinking of our people, the mindset. Yes. Now remember that we are no more in shackles. Those shackles, at least, are not on our hands and our legs. The shackles have been moved onto our brains. Propaganda, brainwash education. This is what we are out there to help unravel. My brother, my sister, this is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo. And remember, if the African mindset is right, every other thing will be righted. Is it surprising that every leader in Africa is just thinking about infrastructure? Yet the most important infrastructure, which is supposed to be built in the brain of the African, is totally relinquished to the background. That is the journey we are embarking on. Support us. Do business with us. Our numbers are flowing on your screen. And remember to also subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We are called Black Empire Media. We are also on other social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. This is the voice of the voiceless. This is the Blakk Pot. Kukushunemo. And my name, Blakk RASTA. First story we are looking at today is interesting. It says what? Government officials collapse at Independence Day parade. Every Independence Day, innocent children will be brought from all the schools in Ghana, in the various regions we have. We used to have 10 regions, now we have 16. They will come out and march in the hot, blazing African sun. No water for them to drink, no snacks, nothing at all. They march empty stomach, return empty stomach. It is sad. They do that every year. We spend millions of cedis celebrating this so-called independence of wickedness. Children come out. A lot of these children collapse. Some of them are sunstroked. But we don't seem to see that. And the interesting thing is that all the so-called government officials who attend the so-called independence celebrations, they sit under the shade, drinking and enjoying themselves. At least they drink water, whilst the children are standing in the hot blazing sun, drinking nothing. And when they collapse, they would always find a way of blaming some political party for all that. Now, this year, the tables turned. 360. This time, the children were not the only people who collapsed. Some other people collapsed. Watch this man in your photograph. I'm going to tell you more about him. Who is he? Is his face familiar? Do you know who he is? Run the story. Let's see where I go on. Watch. GES director collapses during Independence Day parade. Interesting. Interesting. Watch the story. What does it say? It says the Ghana Education Service, GES Director of the Garu District of the Upper East Region, Philip Frederick Alale, dropped unconscious during the 66th Independence Day celebration parade. It happened whilst Mr. Alale was standing on the dais with other dignitaries. Adum News' Holidas Dasmani reports Mr. Alale stood in the scorching sun for hours, and it is believed that might have resulted in his collapse. This was at a time a school cadet present to commemorate the day was displaying its drill skills, whilst the national anthem and other tunes were being played. The director was carried and rushed into a black vehicle which came to park in front of the dais, and he was rushed to a nearby health facility. That's the man you saw. Collapsed whilst talking. Boom! And parade had to end because director had collapsed. They carried him into a black car. Zoom! Gone to the hospital. Now it will teach some of these government officials a simple lesson. They said the Gomba proverb that I like so much. It says that the king who rides the horse does not know that the ground is hot. They who sit in the shade, they don't know what the little children are going through. In fact, even Muslims, when Ramadan comes, there are some years that Muslim clerics advise people in Boko not to fast. And this is the area. It is the hottest part of Ghana. Boko is the hottest place in Ghana. And the place in Ghana where you have the most rainfall is Axim. You know that, don't you? Now, the hottest part of Ghana is Boko. To the point that Muslim clerics can say, all right, this year, the way the temperature is going, do not fast. Or even when you fast, you break around this time. Things like that, we hear them every time. It's just to let the people there know that the laws can be considerate. So if these officials can sit under the shade and unleash these children into the hot scorching sun, then it's most unfortunate. He collapsed. But he wasn't the only person who collapsed. Another person collapsed. an MCE, collapsed. I'm going to show you a very short video. We will look at that video and see who exactly this person is. Watch it. Watch him. You can see that he's talking. Look at the policeman at the back. Look at him. The man is about to collapse. Hey, they are holding him. Now see what the policeman is going to do. Hey, the policeman comes to support them. The cameraman, he shuts down the cameraman and says, get away. You see that? Take it again. Yes, the man is here. He is talking. He's wearing his glasses. Hey, he's falling. They are holding him. He's collapsing. See, the policeman comes to help, but he's more interested in the camera. Stop the camera and boom. Dash it away. A government official delivering a speech to the parade, an MCE. Boof! He had to also be carried away. I am happy that they are tasting their own bitter medicine. These are people who would walk with umbrellas when they are going to inspect the parade for even 5 minutes. They hold umbrellas like this on their heads whilst they walk around, throwing around their weight, flaunting their peacock feathers and plumes. Whilst the little children have nobody holding any umbrella. Some of them are even marching barefooted. Imagine standing in the hot scorching sun. Not just standing, not drinking anything, not just that, but also swinging your arms and making sure that your brain works even in this hot sun so that your hands would all be the same. If somebody's hand is like this and yours is like that, you are disqualified. So you have to be alert and sharp in this hot sun. The money they spent in celebrating their ego. This is not independence, it's their ego. They could have used that money to at least buy shoes for the little children who came to the parade with no shoes. They could have used that to develop the water system in these areas. Just as the former CJ, Sophia Akufu, said, why don't we pick a certain district or city every year and say that this is going to be the independent city this year? Send all the money there and develop a certain infrastructure. It could be a hospital. It could be a road. It could even be a school and call it the independent school. But no, we will celebrate our ego. We will go there. Look at how the president arrived at the independence celebration in the Volta region, Adaklu. Helicopters were flying all over the place. The president came so weak and tired, he had to sit in a car to inspect the parade. What is that? What is that? Men of the forces and women, well dressed, all standing aside. And the little children, market women whose businesses are not going on well, they were all there to sing Yan Era Assassin. It hurts me, but my brother, I am still hopeful that this country can work. Genuinely, I believe that this nation can work. The problem of Africa is the problem of leadership. You cannot say it's the problem of resources. Leadership, the mindset. All our education is brainwashed. We do the theory so we can unleash heavy vocabulary on our citizenry. But when it comes to the practical, the thing that will turn the theory into action, nah. That's it. My brother, my sister, let's think about that. You are running to the IMF, yet you are celebrating independence. What independence is that?
Skip a charge.
Blackpot, Coco Show.